Brothers and sisters, hear me out. I know I may be looking a little crazy or wild to some people because I guess I haven't gotten to that place of pristine purity where you can really see it like immaculately all over my face, where you can still see that I got a little bit of a dark circle because of my timetable in which I uh, go to sleep, in which there's a lack thereof. I'm kind of deprived in a way, or I deprive myself due to the amount of thoughts I have and a couple things that keep me up at night, in addition to my own studies. And I have a knack for uh, science and playing like my Madden NFL or whatever. You know, I play my Scrabble, I play pool, I do things to you know pass time on by. But I tell you, even when I'm doing so, please take what I'm saying not just seriously, but I want you to, if you can, please, with all due respect, is to put it into perspective and try to put yourself in my shoes. In addition to being understanding, whereas there has been a thing going on with, of course, perspective, and things may look a particular way. So, and perspective in itself is very strong. There's a lot of innuendos. There's a lot of like pseudoscience that's at play. There's a lot of crafty business going on, which you have nonverbal communications, in which somebody could seem that they're this, that, and the third. So a lot of what's been happening, if you can't see, I suggest that this is why it's important to meditate and open up your mind and build in knowledge. Because when you get to that point, you will start to see it becomes relevant to you. And by you having sound right reasoning, everything will begin to open up. Because a lot of brothers and sisters of all colors, you know what I mean? And we could segment this or we can marginalize it. When I say this, I'm talking about for those who use the craftiness and go by demographics and statistical numbers therein. You understand? Because everyone uses it. It's just that some have mastered it and they do what they do. But throughout the course of time, and I'm not trying to point no one out in particular or try to demonize, but it's like this. You heard that saying, it is what it is. And so now we lost a lot of people in such doings. And I guess when we get into this whole ideology and concepts of religion and God and lords, la da 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 da, we don't put it into proper perspective, okay? We still got a lot of spookism going on where we don't really know the true meaning definitively of what these words, these titles, these appellations, what they mean. So I tell you, I know we got bills to pay. I know you got to take your lady out. I know you want to go out, you want to look good, this, that, and the third with brothers and sisters. We're really losing. Let people. I catch so much wind on how the devil is using that craftiness against me, and even when I try to educate some or edify someone on it and speak on it, which is partly what I'm trying to do right now within this video, I know that the return that I'm looking for, which is not even monetary, it's not even tangible. I know I'm not going to receive it like that. Now, some slick brothers out there and sisters who are witches and warlocks, they're going to be like, yo, he don't got the magnetic, this, that, and the third. Perhaps. Who's to say? Is that person a solid, reputable source? This is why I've been asking for questions. I've been asking for comments. I've been asking people to come to me directly and to hear it from the horse's mouth, per se, rather than hear what's going on out here and how they trying to paint this thing. Because don't think I don't see what's going on out here. And be reminded that when I'm talking mainly out into the ethers, to the spirit world. So if you're possessed, if you are invoked by a particular entity and things kind of shake you up, well then it is what it is. All right, because we all going through it, no matter what level you on. However, I could tell the crafty business. I could see it. The world is so inverted and effed up. And I haven't got an answer to this question yet. It goes right into my quote, which is in the form of a question. How come the most melanated still live and degenerated as a collective? I know that I am not right now. I don't reside. I don't cohabitate. I don't abode with some uh, predominantly African brothers and sisters that got it going on. They have they're opulence and affluency where they live because they reached a certain knowledge, a certain level of knowledge. They are supreme. Yes, indeed, I understand, and not because I don't resent that. I'm not bitter about it. You understand? And that's not like a dream come true for me. Meaning, well, I would love it, but if it's in the matters of unrighteousness, I don't want it. Righteously, yes. Otherwise, keep it there. Because I don't really, a lot of y'all want to turn a blind eye to what's really going on. And I'm going to tell you something. It's that same reason why we are where we are as a collective, where we're talking about strong political black figures that's really moving and shaking things, that's giving order. And I mean it to the point where we shouldn't even have to utter out our mouths, the black family, African diasporic family. We should never be trying to be like, oh, Trump this, Biden this, white government this. This is where I'm really going at. That we should become so fortified with who we are collectively as an African diasporic family that we don't got time to look over to any European members, white members, with all due respect. Why? Because we got so much building to do with ourselves. Rebuilding, reformation, reclamation, resurrection. Do I need to go on? But I know what y'all want. Y'all want to see me look good. Y'all want to see glasses on me or a couple jewels and nice flowing hair. Or, you know, I tell you, that's how I know we're mutilated, because we don't even know how to resonate with that which is golden within each and every one of us, those who got it, because it's degrees to everything. This is degrees to everything. Everything is in measure. Why do you think when you graduate with what? A degree. But we're not leveling up the way we're supposed to, because we're so caught up in a perverted world, inverted world as well. I don't really think y'all know what's going on, man. See, y'all just giving into that sex. Y'all giving into that pleasure. And it's self-evident, but a lot of you would try to, before you be honest about it and try to make proper correction, you're going to make an excuse, and you may even bypass what you're hearing, because you're like, yo, you know what? Like I said, if you're invoked and possessed by a particular entity, bam, there it goes. It's going to shake you to be like, yo, don't even pay that no mind. It's going to be like, yo, rebuttal. This, that, and the third. I mean, iron sharp as iron. A long time ago, I've been asked to be brought out against anybody of the LGBT family. I've been asked. And we got so many affiliations here in New York. I haven't been brought up to anybody yet to break bread on a real serious level where we can even do so to edify. And this 2020, it's going on 2026. I asked this. I believe it was in 2020. In one of my videos, that I took down from YouTube. So, you know, a lot of y'all is caught up. You know, y'all so much on your own rods. You know what I mean? That you love the fame that you got, you love the clout that you got, and you're gonna let that blind you from what we really got to do as a collective, per individual, as the collective, according to your tribal line of your paternal blood that's in you. And I shared that many times. But you know what? Listen, man. And some people may be like, yo, you go ahead and do it. You think it's that easy? With the amount of fear that we have within each and every one of us. And okay, let me tell you something. Where you have fear and jealousy, envy, you think you can move forward? I don't got that in my heart. But the kind of work, skill, it takes to try to reach inside someone and get that out of there. Much less they don't want to do it on their own, because if it was like that, we would have been at a better place by now, African diasporic family. Do you hear me? But we're not there. We're not there. You know how many elders I talk to, and I talk on real things, and they'll be like, yo, I wish I could see that. Like, I want to see it in my lifetime. I hurt when I hear that shit. And I say to myself, God spare life, I don't want to reach an old age. And then I'm saying that too, yo, I ain't going to see that in my lifetime, yo. I would love to. What? But I know that it is what it is per demographic, and you are where you are because certain sins have been commissioned, and this is, in fact, if I can generalize it and sum it all up, a lot of what's going on is because of our commission as much as the omission of law. Because you break a law, what is that? A sin. When you follow laws, that's agreeable. Agreeable unto whom and what? The Most High. And I'm talking about the universal God force. But, you know what? I got more to say, and I got more to come. And I'm gonna say this right now, that I have already, I've been forewarned, and I have seen what's to come. And I'm gonna say it right now that, and I even said this in part with some brothers that I spoke to in public, that when I come out 400, it's not gonna be pretty, because I see the sacrifices. I'm catching wind, the sacrifices and risk that's been made through and through, in addition to what I'm gonna be indulging in, and fighting, and we're all going through it. This is why it's about the severity of it is gonna be. Look, I ain't gonna even say. Y'all gonna see. I don't care what color you are. You're dealing with certain things. I'm not dealing with you. First of all, and I want my brothers in particular, primarily, because taking care of home first is not a crime. Here in America, let me tell y'all something. I'm not the kind of brother to say that white people are devils and they da 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 without looking at ourselves first. However, we got to put things into context, right? They got the police force, they got the FBI, they got the CIA, they got some big time entities and forces out here. Okay? Let me tell you how powerful they are, just in one quick one. Even though they got the Freedom of Information Act, you want to apply the Freedom of Information Act onto any source for you to get knowledge from. Who you think you got to go through? Who you got to go to and through? All right, I rest my case on that. Yeah, I think about that. And so now I already seen where I let the Spirit speak, and I come out. They always want to bring the front line is going to be the police and these security guards, which is really owned and hired by whites. So when this shit really gets stink, then we know what time it is, if we want to get there. And white people, I suggest y'all stop playing. I know they got some good ones out there that really know what's up, but they don't come out. They're not out in the public like that. But we ought to humble ourselves from corner to corner. Each group. All this braggadocious shit gonna have to stop, and thinking y'all chest bigger than another man that you could just say and do what you want and feel. Now I know that can't be granted on to everybody, because some brothers do gotta earn that. But the kind of wicked and diabolical things that's taking place in measure, and these continual games, and how y'all, even if you playing around with that LGBT thing and y'all putting flags, the fact that it was done, and brothers just going with it, big ass men and sisters and women, not me though, but that's all a fluke and it's a game. Well, I tell you, that's a heck of a game to be playing, because the repercussions it could be wicked, so listen, man, I'm gonna cut it here because I don't want it to go past 15, but there's more to come, y'all, and that's that. Peace and love.